We on two different things. I grab. Gone. Big racks. They long. I'm hot now. Gone. Big racks. They long. I'm hot now. I'm on. Say I win. Picture me can by the image. These washed up, vintage. I got it bad, living. Every day I gotta get it. I know that on the top, trendy. Hey. I put in so much work, now they see me as a threat to so they treat me like a menace. I'm about to have a game in the chokehold, now shoot like a low blow. In their mouth I go deaf, so and let them cap cause it's free promo. OG stand me like a logo, I bounce back every time I'm down, pogo. If it's a question of more, been that's your she'll give you all the info. I'm out of there, I'm gone. Big racks, they long. I'm hot now, I'm on. Said I wouldn't be, they was wrong. I'm out of there, I'm gone. Big racks, they long. I'm hot now, I'm on. Said I wouldn't be, they was wrong.
John Hancock Tower rising above the bustling city of Boston and its tree-lined streets. Well, the weekend has officially begun, and DA, it's all yours.
Well, last season, the Celtics tried to balance minutes between a talented core of young players.
And I feel, David, they're still in great position. I know you do, too. Thanks for that report. Look at the 76ers starting group. McHale is out there at Paul George. Then it's O'Neal. Then there's Richardson. And it's Van Arsdale in at the 2 spot. And for the Celtics, we've got Hayward. Luka Doncic out there. Roaming the paint. Now, here is Young. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Opening day, Chris. In your experience, which types of teams tend to start the season well, started strong?
Two types. One, the team that has been forgotten about and left out. The team that had a disappointing season the year before, and no one knows the pain that they went through all summer long, waiting to get back to that moment. So they've been incentivized for half of a year to come back and say, wait a minute, it's our turn now. And those teams are sneaky under the radar.
A little chip on their shoulder.
And then secondly, I would say veteran teams. Teams that know what they want, teams that are focused and saying, wait a minute, we know this is a marathon. Let's take our time, warm up, and stick to the principles right away, and we'll end up in the right place later.
Now, here's Ilgauskas. After the miss from Trae Young. And Doncic gets it to go.
An average shooter from deep, it's important that Doncic continues to work on this part of his game.
Pass to Richardson. Five to shoot. The 76ers need to get off a shot. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Setup's good. That's the shot they're looking for, but you can't get them all to go.
Hayward on the wing. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backcourt.
Now here's Hayward. It's a 5-point game. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And Mourning sends it back.
And that's his signature. Mourning, a fantastic defender, phenomenal at using those long arms to reject shots. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Oh, Kevin, the coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy buckets like this, GA.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
Here's Doncic, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Doncic has got 5 now.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they might be pressing a little. I mean, forcing some things. This is a good opportunity to calm everyone down.
Greg, you look at the young Luka Doncic. What impresses you the most right now about his game?
Well, Kevin, you just don't see many players his height who can handle and make step-back threes. Also, his confidence. He came into the league never doubting that he could dominate a game. And don't forget about his brilliance as a passer.
And here's Young. Out to the right wing. Offensive rebound, Celtics. Morning's shot is good.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
The 76ers trail by 8. To the paint. Kicks it out to Richardson. Pass to Van Arsdale. Dishes it to O'Neal. Richardson against Young. The offensive rebound, O'Neal. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
And it takes a lot to knock O'Neal off balance. A massive player who just fends off the D with ease.
It's Young on the wing. He's guarded by McHale. A shot by Hayward, wide open, off target with his 3. The 76ers have gone just 2 of 8 shooting so far, just 25%. Here's Richardson, an easy 2 points on the layup.
And how about O'Neal zipping passes over to his guys, using that height to find open teammates.
Young taking his time here. Doncic right side. And again, it's Boston converting.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Hayward against George. Shoots the 3. That shot off. And the Celtics going the other way now. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Hayward can hit.
Not the most productive quarter he'll ever have, but his shot selection's been a little bit dubious.
Young against Richardson. It's deflected.
Yeah, Neil Gauskas stretching out there to block shots. Superb at using that huge wingspan to come up with rejections.
Off target from three-point range. And so it's Boston with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Back to the action after this word. Gordon Hayward reunited with his college coach, Brad Stevens. He said they go way back.
Our relationship started when I was...
And I'm sure, Greg, that relationship played a big role in Hayward deciding to join the Boston Celtics.
And not just a connection, but a respect. Hayward now a veteran in this league, while Stevens has moved into the conversation for one of the better young coaches in our league.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, Paul George is out there with Looney. Then it's Josh Richardson. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's Gafford in at the center, locking down the middle. Now, here's Richardson. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Richardson.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
Yeah, the defender just couldn't quite close the gap all the way. He got burned for it.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin, Jay Rich is self-described as super competitive. And that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. The 76ers trail by 6. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Brady's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander following the miss by Josh Richardson. The pass to Rubio. Outside, George. Shoots over Ingram. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Boston leading by 6. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Marjanovic. Russell with a wide open look. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And it's Rubio with the ball for the 76ers. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home.
I love it. He's working the ball down low. Always a good plan of attack.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Here's Russell. It's tipped, and they'll keep possession. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Richardson outside. And it's blocked. Rubio against Russell. Paul George with the steal. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. And it goes down 2 points. George has got 5.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first.
And with all their rangy wing defenders, the Celtics are well-suited for the modern game.
Oh, yeah, they make it tough for opponents to get clean looks on the perimeter with their defense. I mean, it's a strong defensive team also because of the competitors that they possess.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Warnings checked in for Marjanovic. Hayward comes in for Ingram. Doncic is checked in for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Young is subbed in for Russell.
You just can't leave anyone open around Young. He's very capable of spotting his uncovered teammates.
Pass O'Neal. He feeds it to Bell. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Doncic passes to Donaldson. Lets it go from 11. Doncic, no good.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Van Arsdale, the pass to Richardson. O'Neal inside. Guarded by Doncic. O'Neal misses.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Right block shot, and Doncic gets it to go. Doncic has got 4 points this quarter.
They couldn't have asked for much more from him today. He's been a key force in their offense.
Here's Richardson. Lays it up and banks it in. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Celtics lead by 2. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is...
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Brad Stevens. Coach, what did you think of your team's energy in the first half?
I think the energy's fine. I thought we did look a little gassed at the end of that first stint for some of our starters, but I thought for the most part it was good.
Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Boston had no problems getting going. They went to work early at both ends of the floor, going on a 9-0 run to jump out in front. Once they got on the scoreboard, they were relentless at staying out in front, never once letting the lead change hands. In the second period, they lost some momentum, but fought their way through it, ending the half ahead by 2. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
Well, so far, they've taken care of their business here at home. It's something you might expect, but it's not a given. We'll see if they can keep that up in the second half.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Philadelphia?
You know, they haven't shot the ball very well. Not nearly enough quality looks. Right now, this game can easily come down to shot selection and how they run their offense. They need to keep the ball moving and generate better looks.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court right now for the Celtics. Doncic out there with Young. And it's Hayward. Then there's Augustus. And it's Horning in at the 4 spot. Here's Hayward. It's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Ilgauskas, the pass to Doncic. You know what, Chris? Speed at any position is so vital. Who are the fastest big guys in the game right now that you admire and just can't believe how they go baseline to baseline?
First one that comes to mind is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's a Greek freak. He's a freak of nature in basketball. His speed, his length, his athletic ability. You love seeing him. And I say a close second, Anthony Davis. And don't forget about Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, a lot of guys that love running the floor and put that pressure on the defense every time by getting out.
Philadelphia shooting their first free throws of the game.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
First free throw is good.
And last season, the Sixers unveiling a Dr. J statue on their Legends Walk outside the team training facility.
Oh, yeah, this second statue in Philly. I mean, the other one is down by the stadium. At that Legend Walk, you know who he joins? Will Chamberlain, Mo Cheeks, Bobby Jones, Billy Cunningham, Al Greer. That's a good company to be in. Some great history for the Sixers.
Passes it to Augustus. Boston again missing.
I don't know what they drew up at halftime, but it ain't working. 0 for 4 to start the half.
Pass to Van Arsdale. And here's Richardson. Here's Van Arsdale. No points in the game yet for him. 5 on the clock. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Slow to get warm after the break. 0 for 3 now. Maybe they need an early timeout. It's just to try to settle things down.
Here's Young from the arc. And McHale pulls it down. McHale's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
Richardson dishes to O'Neal. McHale passes to Richardson. 6 on the shot clock for the lead. That shot, no good. Boston's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Young against Richardson. And Young kicks to Doncic. And George gives the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Celtics. Ingram, he's checked in for Hayward. And D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Trae Young. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Rubio's checked in. The pass to Augustus. Now Mourning. And the dunk by Mourning.
And finally, someone scored.
Yeah, this is low output for both teams. This is ugly. The defense is having their way so far.
Timeout called the 76ers.
Some teams have fancy dinners, guest speakers, and field trips. I mean, the Celtics culture is more straightforward. It's all about the work.
Let's take a look at the numbers for Paul George. Coming off a terrific season, put up about 28 points a game, 8 rebounds, and just over 2 steals. And you love his anticipation. All those steals, he's always a step ahead, reading plays before they develop.
His nose for the ball has never been better. I mean, Greg, his transition defense really stands out. If you get careless in the open court, he'll make you pay.
And out of bounds is the Celtics gain possession. And that work ethic, the core of the Celtics values, are written on a big placard on their locker room wall.
Yeah, it emphasizes unselfishness, execution, toughness, and hustle. Those are the values of their team.
Boston making a switch here. Ilgis Alexander's checked in. Here's Doncic. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
And guys, the intelligence is evident. When the pick comes, Doncic often makes the right read.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The 76ers shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. And so he hits the technical free throw.
Yeah, and I love the fans in Philly. They're notoriously prickly, though. They expect hard-nosed effort. If not, they'll let you hear about it.
Jordan Bell's checked in for Philadelphia. 1:52 left in the 3rd. Here's Richardson. And Mourning sends it back. Here's Doncic. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Yes, you're talking about the Philly fans. They were even booing their team in that conference semifinal round against Toronto.
Yeah, they got nervous with the season on the line. You can't take it personal. In Philly, they love you just as much as they boo you.
You think about some of the most powerful dunks, Chris. The tomahawk jam reigning supreme. Do you prefer the one-handed or the two-handed jam?
Oh.
You did both so well.
You know what? I prefer a body-to-body dunk on you. Like you would post it on back in the day. Oh my goodness, off the tee. Or how about Jordan playing against Atlanta when he pump fakes it with one hand like he's going to shoot it, goes down the lane and dunks on Tree Rollins. Just incredible. Or Blake Griffin dunking on anyone, or Giannis dunking on anyone, or Embiid dunking on anyone. Or how about LeBron dunking on anyone? So me, I just want the showmanship. Doesn't matter if it's one hand, 2 hands, 2 legs, 1 leg, 360, or straight body to body. Just give me something. Yeah. Give me something.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Young's shot is off.
A really tough night for him offensively. I mean, I wonder what the score would be if he wasn't so cold from the field. That's size winning out. I mean, he needed every single inch to haul in that one.
Here's Doncic. That one's not going to go. Excellent D there from George.
And if they're thinking, they can get a 2-for-1 here.
You just have to manage the clock correctly. Sometimes it's easier said than done if you also want to get a good look.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Ingram passes to Donaldson. They double him with George. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And it's the 76ers with the ball. With 4 seconds on the clock, and he nails the jumper. George has got 12. We're at the end of the 3rd, and we've still got a close one. Celtics out in front, leading by just 1. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Right now, right here. Stop.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. So on the floor for Philadelphia, they've got Richardson. Bell is out there with Paul George. And it's Van Arsdale in at shooting guard. Here's Hayward. Here's Donaldson. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Young with the steal. He kicks it to Doncic. Shot clock at 6. Over to the left wing. Offensive rebound. Donaldson up and in on the layup. Now it's a 5-point Celtic lead.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Oh, it's simple. When you fail to put a body on someone, you're inviting a breakdown on the defensive glass.
Van Arsdale, good.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Young finds Doncic for 3. Hayward. It's hauled in by Paul George.
He's done a lot of the little things to help put them in front. But his offense has not been there for him tonight.
No good. That would have tied it.
Defense with no impact at all. Just didn't have the feel for his jump shot.
Young passes to Doncic. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
That's the only way to hold him in check. He's got it inside. You got to have a body on him right away.
Here's Gafford. It's good. This game is all even.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Doncic outside. The 19-foot shot. But they'll get another chance. Marjanovic, no good. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And Arsdale can't get it to go. And so Young will bring it up for Boston. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Hayward passes to Young. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
His bad night from the field is only going to get worse if he keeps throwing up shots like that.
And they take the lead. And the 76ers lead by 2.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
Well, the defensive intensity has to pick up, and I'm sure coach is going to let them know that.
And now let's present our Jordan player of the game, Paul George.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
Shaq is checked in for the 76ers. McHale comes in for Jordan Bell. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, well, look, here's what Brad Stevens went over with his guys during the break. He said, we're too concerned with their shooters right now. We've got to close off the inside. They are gutting us. He pleaded with his guys. Come on, let's take a stand. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks. O'Neal kicks to George. Shaq down low. Working on Ilgauskas. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one is on Ilgauskas. He drops the first one, and that gives them the lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 2-point ball game.
And that's big there. Once he got the opportunity to get to the line and take the lead, you have got to convert.
Pass to Mourning. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. On on its way from Hayward for two. It's hauled in by the 76ers. George has got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. It's tipped. And he uses the glass on the layup. And Arsdale's got the lead up to 4 now for the 76ers. Young with the ball to the right wing. Here's Mourning. The shot, no good. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. Shaq dishing to Richardson. From about 16, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Now it's a 6-point 76ers lead. Boston's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. George against Young. It drops. And now they trail by just 4.
This is why people are just so high on Young, because he comes through with big shots in the game.
Richardson finds George. There's Van Arsdale. He's guarded by Mourning. Van Arsdale can't get it to go.
Offensive breakdown. And they can't capitalize. He'll hit that shot almost every time.
And stolen by Richardson. And they go to the intentional foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaking.
Say this about Richardson. He is a fearless or situation he can't take charge of. There is no back down in Michael Ray.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're trailing by 5. 20 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
Yeah, and quick. No room for error, no time to waste.
Here's Ilgauskas. Kicks it to Young. From deep three-point range. O'Neal with the rebound. And so they foul intentionally. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there on the wing, Doncic. For the 3, buries it from outside.
Incredible. Doncic decides he wants to take over, and that's his personnel. He comes up with the goods on that one.
And so the timeout by Brett Brown here. So it's the 76ers taking the win in a close game. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Chris.